So in the last video, some really bad things happened over here, and you can kind of see the remnants of that. That is all of our hydraulic fluid. I already know what happened, but I'm gonna try to maybe follow this and figure out how it happened, and I'll show you guys exactly what did happen in just a minute. The old tractor was leaking hydraulic fluid for a lot longer than what I was thinking. Looks like we backed up here and went that way. Right here is where it all started. You can see there's no hydraulic fluid there, and then it starts out leaking pretty bad right here going forward. It's kind of crazy that it happened right here, because it's not even like that crazy compared to some of the stuff that we were driving through and mowing down that day. I believe that this tree was laying at an angle like this, and the tire of the tractor kicked that side up, which lifted this up and stabbed into the middle of the tractor and put that stick right there, the end of this, right into that hydraulic hose right there. Luckily it was on the low pressure side, meaning that we didn't have to go and get specialized hoses made and all this and that. We could just go and pick up a simple radiator hose that, although is quite simple and probably only cost about 67 cents to produce, this was over $40. Can you believe that? Yeah, so that's what happened. And the last piece of evidence that I believe supports this is what Aaron found inside of this hose when we went to take it all apart.
Yeah, I found a piece of wood that looked exactly like that, same color and everything.
Yeah. We have a lot of stuff to accomplish today, but first, the weather is a little bit colder than what I thought it was, so we're gonna go change and then we're gonna get to work. So I said at the end of the last video that we were really pushing the tractor and putting it in places it probably shouldn't be, and that was said in the comments as well. I still agree to that today. However, after looking at the situation and what actually happened, it was just kind of a freak accident that could have happened with any stick that was on the ground. And to be honest with you, I'm really glad that it happened the way that it did, because we had been putting the maintenance off on this tractor, and we probably, let's be honest, would have continued to do so had that not happened. But since it did, we replaced all of the hydraulic fluid and the engine oil and all 5 of the filters.
4. There's 4 filters.
4 filters.
And then there's the tube one, which I don't know where that goes.
Also, it was a really good opportunity for Kane to learn how to do maintenance on the tractor, because he did a lot of it by himself.
I may or may not have mix-matched the oil and the fuel filter, but that's the only mistake I made. He
accidentally put the fuel filter where the oil filter goes, and then we had this smaller filter left over and we couldn't figure out where it went. Didn't really cause any issues, but we did spend a couple of hours scratching our heads trying to figure out what this extra oil filter went to. Now that that's all done, let's get her fired up here. It is kind of cold today and it hasn't ran in just a few days, but she runs. Running good, everything looks and sounds good, and there's no leaks coming from that hose we replaced. Man, it feels good to have the old tractor back and going. It was really only down for like, I don't know, maybe a day and a half or something like that. But in that time, it became clearly evident how crucial that tractor is to this property. The next morning I woke up and I thought, well, while I'm waiting on parts to come in, I'll just get some stuff done that doesn't involve the tractor. And there was like a very small list of things that needed to get done that I could do without the tractor. So it feels good to have that back and going. So I think here in just a minute, we already have the mower deck hooked up, so we're gonna go and take out some of these mesquites, because I want the sun to be able to get to the grass that's growing over there. Hopefully we do that without messing the tractor up again. We'll see. Kane is already over there picking up trash and throwing it in the bucket, which I did not instruct him to do, but he had some time where he was standing around and he found something to do that was useful. Little guy's been impressing me here lately, I gotta say. So we're gonna take the tractor, put it in the dumpster, and try to push all of this back that way so that we can get that big piece of tin in here. That's the plan.
Your front right tire spinning out. Oh no! Oh no! Have you seen those videos where those guys like light fire and then the tire just like booms?
Oh man.
There's
It's
another
not
issue.
one thing, it is another.
Oh, that's so bad. Wow. How did that even? Well, what are you gonna do about that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
How did that even happen?
I don't know. I assume it was just low and I didn't realize that it was low, and we moved it and it came off the bead.
Yikes. How do you fix that?
So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to deal with this or not on our own. We're going to head back to the house and grab the jack, probably the van and the air pump, and see if we can get this thing aired up and back on the bead. Well, couldn't get the van started, so we aired the compressor up over at the house. So hopefully 1 tank of air is enough to get this thing done. All right, Aaron, go ahead and get that situated where we can get the weight off of that tire.
Oh, Mom's here.
There we go.
Since we've already got the bead broken open, we're gonna try and feed some slime in here.
I'm supposed to put like a full thing of those in there.
Are you? Well, of course they want you to use more than what's necessary.
That looks funny. Oh, you got 2 of them.
Yeah.
You might be here for a sec.
Having all this slime in the tires is going to be a bit of a problem if we can't get it to air up. All right, we got slime in the tire. Now let's get it jacked up and hopefully we can get that bead to seal. Okay, that's good, Aaron. Good news, it looks like it went ahead and beat it up mostly. There's a bit of a gap down here at the bottom. Can you go ahead and put the tractor in neutral?
Okay.
Are we neutral?
It's probably locked. There's the 4-wheel drive things on. There you go. Now you'll be able to do it.
All right. So now we're gonna do this, and we're gonna need a couple of sets of hands on it. So hopefully, okay.
It's good on the other side.
Okay, yeah, this should be pretty simple. So Aaron, go ahead and reach down and start feeding some air into it. And I'm just gonna hold it forward here.
Okay.
So bad news, the backside did pop off the bead. That's gonna make it a lot harder to do this job. So we've just had Aaron remove the valve core from the valve stem. That's going to allow us to shoot air in there a lot faster. So hopefully we can get this done. So sometimes if you whack these tires good enough, it'll expand the sidewalls and get it to air up. So go ahead and start shooting air into it, and I'm gonna start kicking it. That unfortunately took way longer than it should have. We could not get this thing to air up. We finally had to use the old carburetor and barbecue grill lighter method to get it going, but we finally did. We got it aired up. We found the hole in there. Obviously we had run over a nail or something, but we've got this one filled up with green slime now, and all is well. She's holding air. There's no more leaks. It's a pretty sizable hole actually that we were able to seal up with that green slime. That stuff is pretty awesome. It is a beautiful morning out here. Cool breeze blowing, the birds are chirping, and all is well. We have the dumpster completely full. That is due to be picked up today. We were able to clean out all of the buildings. We'll go take a look at that in just a second. There's a lot of lumber in those buildings, but it was all rotted, unfortunately. Some of it was good. We kept what we could, but the majority of it was all trash. That is due to leave the homestead here in about 2 hours, and I'm super happy to see it go. Let's go get the tractor warmed up and we'll go and show you the progress we made in the buildings. It's obviously not 100% done. We still have some cleanup to do, some limbs to get rid of, but for the most part, it's done. And thank the good Lord for that, because I was growing a little impatient with the whole cleaning process. Got to give a huge thanks to my dad. He was a big help in getting this thing done. Definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without him. There's some of the lumber that we were able to keep, a small percentage compared to what was here, but it was all on the ground and not in good shape. But we did keep some of that, and we'll be able to use it for fixing some of these buildings around here. It'll save us a little bit of money. I guess we've also got a bunch of plywood back here. I haven't had a chance to look at this myself, but this was actually standing up against that wall over there. And as Dad told me, it does appear to be in pretty good shape. Super thin plywood though. But if we don't decide we're going to use it, probably find someone to give that away to, so it doesn't have to go in the trash or the burn pile. And then we found a stack of this plywood here. This is going to be perfect for repairing some of the places in the floor over at the house. So that was pretty cool to find, still in good shape. I think the plan is to get everything cleared out of here. The plywood, the lumber, probably these shelves here as well, so that we can use this area specifically for animals. We also found a pile of boat props in here. Not sure why there were so many. We found a lot of questionable things actually. It just kind of made you scratch your head, and this is one of them. We didn't get rid of them. Some of them are actually, look at this. This is solid brass. That's like 10 pounds of solid brass. Kind of crazy. I don't know what we're going to do with these. We may list them up for sale on Marketplace, or maybe use them for decoration, or who knows. I do not. But we got a bunch of boat props. That's mostly done as well. And this section here is mostly done. And so today we're going to get in here with the tractor and start mowing down these small mesquite trees here. We did some calling around today and found out that it would cost us about $1,200 per day to get somebody in here with like a forestry mulcher on a skid steer. So I think we're just going to get in here and mow over the smaller ones and try to knock these down with the tractor. So there's been a lot of comments coming in here lately asking where the chickens are. We have showed the chickens in an earlier video, but for now we just have them in a temporary pen that we erected here kind of in the middle of the little wooded area behind the house. So their primary area that they're going to have is going to be much bigger than this, but we have to get that put up first. So for now they're hanging out in here, and Stacy's feeding them some bread. What kind of bread is that?
Asiago cheese bread. It's homemade bread, not store-bought stuff. I made it.
It's really good.
The top is the best.
Think they'll eat the rest of it or just pick the top off?
I think they'll hug it all down. The dogs are disappointed.
Milo's jealous. While this enclosure here was supposed to be temporary, it's taken us a little bit longer than I was hoping to put the fence up. There's been a lot of clearing having to happen, and thorns and all kinds of terrible things going on with the fence. So we actually need to get the chicken coop and incorporate it into this somehow. We got the forks up underneath the coop. We have this board in the front to kind of catch the edge of the coop, that way we can lift it up. So let's see if we can get this thing out of here. Not even really sure how we got it in here. It's kind of a tight squeeze. So this is going to be the plan. We're just going to kind of peel open this fence panel here, set the coop down, and then I guess tie the panel to the coop maybe, if we can. I don't know if we'll be able to do that. We may have to drive another T-post in, but we'll see. All right, let's get this set down before Stacy loses all the chickens. I'm gonna set her down. Just try to hold the top of it strongly while I back away. So I think ideally we want the edge of this fence to come right to the edge of this. That way we can still get in the side doors to clean it out and everything, which means we're gonna have to set it at like kind of a weird angle since this one over here is so long.
We have to hurry up and get hay in here because there's hens going in the boxes ready to lay. Like, I'm serious, there are 2 in them right now. Yep, right there.
Hello, chicken. Yeah, we got it placed where we want it. It's pretty secure. Now we just got to clean it out and put fresh hay in. We threw the remainder of the hay out to the chickens and it was full of bugs, so they're just peeling it off of there layer by layer.
They're having a hay day.
Let's check the coop out. Got their ladder in place. I'm hoping that they don't use the ladder to jump out, although they have like no wings left. We clipped them up pretty good. So they haven't gotten out of this at all, thankfully. Hopefully they don't realize it's a shorter jump to get out. But we got it all filled up.
Wait, look up, look.
Oh, what the heck are you doing up there?
Okay, well.
All right, well, that's not where you're supposed to lay the eggs, but if you give us an egg, that'll work.
Let's see if we have any eggs. Is there anything up here? Nope. Oh, I think I see one back there. Marley, you can't have the chicken. Awesome, we got 1 egg. That is awesome. So it's been about an hour and we have 1 egg.
Well, let's talk about it. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to accept defeat and give up on this. We gave it a good shot and we did get some stuff done, but it's just to the point where this is so thick in here that if we continue trying to mow this down, we're only gonna break something. I mean, these are full-size trees that we're running over with the mower deck. And unfortunately, the brush cutter just isn't robust enough to get it done. It works good when you're in areas where there's smaller pieces. It does work good. You can see it really almost mulched this stuff up. But look how thick this is. And you can't really back into it. That doesn't work, so you have to drive over it with the tractor. We've made some really big strides over the last couple of months being here, but I'm gonna have to just step away from this one right here until we can figure something else out. You found us, girl. Mila's coming to say hello. I don't know if we've ever shown this part of the property or not, but it is so overgrown with these mesquite trees that in most places you couldn't even walk through it. So I did some looking around and I found some guys that are somewhat local to us that have like forestry mulchers that go on the front of a skid steer, and that would just eat this stuff up. It would do a really good job. Now that's still gonna leave the roots intact, so even after we get it cut, that stuff's gonna grow back if we don't, you know, spray the stump and do all of those things. And I got quotes for that anywhere from $1,200 a day on up to $1,500 a day. Even if you get the entire property done, and who knows how many days that's gonna take. If you get the entire property done, what are you gonna do when the seeds that have fallen in the ground last year start germinating and they just grow right back up? Well, it's gonna be a never-ending battle. I think our best bet is gonna be find something that we can use for our tractor. It'd be a lot better to make the investment in the tool that we're gonna have forever. That way we can always deal with this and maybe even help some of the neighbors out or you know, put it to use and make a little bit of money off of it. So I'm gonna look around and see if I can find something like that. Also, as some of you know, the kids have just had their birthdays. Aaron's birthday was yesterday, actually. And Kane's birthday was about 20 days ago. We didn't plan on doing anything super extravagant for them for their birthday. We didn't for Kane, and we didn't plan on it for Aaron. All of our money and all of our time has been going to this place, and Stacy and I made the decision to do something for the kids because they've been working hard too. Those kids have impressed me so much here lately, helping me with the things that I need help with. So we decided to do something really cool for them, and it was a complete spur of the moment thing, but it was the right thing to do. They love it so much. Here's a quick clip of us surprising them with their birthday gifts. What's up, fellas?
What's up?
Red light. I got exciting news today, fellas.
What is it?
Well,
Rain.
it is gonna rain, but also we're gonna be putting up the first bit of fence today.
That's not exciting.
It's pretty exciting because that means you can get a pet goat and you can ride it around the property and everything else.
Too heavy for some pet goat.
And they make pretty big goats. Now come help me get this fence out of the van real quick. Open the door.
Oh, well that's what? What?
Oh my gosh. That is a pretty big goat.
Oh my god, this ain't no goat.
What's funny is I was trying to get one of these from my friend who had one. I was
Really?
asking him on a price.
Well, let's get him out.
I want to ride the goat.
I'm naming mine the goat. I'm gonna call it the goat from now. This thing's awesome.
You love it or what?
Yeah.
Those guys were so happy, man. That made me feel so good to see the excitement on their face. So this is going to help out with acquiring the new tool. We got another load of scrap metal here. We have a couple of these brush hogs on here that are broken and missing pieces and everything else. We have 2 of those on, one here, one there. This is one of the IBC totes that we cut the top off of, and just all of the little stuff, we threw it in there. And that worked out really, really well. That sucker is heavy. This will be the 3rd load that has gone into the scrapyard so far. As we stand right now, we're at about 260 bucks worth of scrap metal that we've hauled off, which is nuts. This trailer here will be the last of the scrap metal that's up here in the top of the property, minus these 2 cattle troughs over here. I think this corral area too is gonna get taken down, and we're gonna redo that because it's just a bunch of stuff that's kind of cobbled together. So that'll be some more scrap metal too. And there's also a giant, what we'll call a boneyard down in the back of the property that's full of, I mean, there's lawnmowers, maybe a tractor implement or 2, all kinds of stuff down there that will go for scrap metal. I don't even know how much because I haven't really assessed it myself, and I don't think we've showed it on the channel at all either, but it's a lot. Also, little Johnny, since its operation, has put in several hours of work and is still running strong. So for now, we're going to put off all of the projects that involve spending money to get done, such as repairing the building. We're going to focus more on the projects that we can do for no money, do the projects that we already have the stuff to finish. We're going to save everything that we have for the tool that I need to get rid of all these stinking mesquite trees. This place has really been kicking our butts here lately, but we're going to keep plugging away at it. We're not going to give up. We're going to keep moving forward. We're going to keep making videos on it, and I'm so glad that you guys enjoy them. I love seeing the supportive comments and people interacting together in the comments in a positive way, and all the uplifting comments and all of the helpful suggestions that we've got too. So we love you guys. Thank you for being a part of our journey, and we'll catch you on the next video.